Ever wondered what treasures from a 14th century sunken trove look like? Well, wonder no more. Relics from a wrecked merchant ship from the 14th century off the Sinan coast are on display at the National Museum in downtown Seoul, marking the 40th anniversary of the excavation. Our Lee Jiwon gives us a glimpse of the discoveries from the Sinan Shipwreck on our Culture Spot tonight.
Korean divers plunged into waters off the southwestern coast back in 1979 on the country's first underwater treasure hunt. It was the first of many expeditions to pull up a trove of artifacts from a ship that had met its end 652 years before. Now the relics are part of a massive exhibition at the National Museum of Korea, commemorating the 40th anniversary of the excavation. The relics are from a sunken Chinese ship that was discovered in 1975 when a Korean fisherman pulled up 6 pieces of porcelain and celadon from the vessel. After close study and analysis, Korea's Cultural Properties Management Bureau determined the merchant vessel, loaded with Chinese porcelain, coins, and other goods, had embarked from Chinese Qingyan Prefecture in what is now Ningbo in June 1323 on its way to Japan. It headed north on the marine trade route that had been established by Asian nations in the 14th century. But it is presumed to have met a typhoon along the way and sank off of Sinan County in present-day Jeollanam-do province. This is the actual size of the bow, giving visitors an idea of just how big the vessel would have had to be to have carried 24,000 porcelains and other goods. The artifacts recovered from the ship range from clay figurines to celadon dishes, basins, and other ceramic goods. The ship also carried a cargo of spices, herbal medicines, and lacquerware, reflecting the products and practices of the 14th century.
The artifacts show the nature of the cultural exchanges between China, Japan, and other Asian nations through trade. Visitors can see that the people in the 14th century enjoyed tea, flour, and incense, and the members of the upper class especially like celadon dishes and metalware.
But among the thousands of pieces in the collection, this celadon vase is one to admire. It's similar to other pieces made for Chinese emperors, both in color and style. The 2 handles are shaped like dragons that represent emperors, and archaeologists say it would have been handled with great care. The ship also had a large cargo of Goryeo celadon from the Korean kingdom in power at the time. Archaeologists suggest the pieces, designed in the 13th century Goryeo style, had been sold in China and were going to be exchanged to Japan. Many of the ceramics have engraved flower patterns, showing the exquisite techniques of the era. Until now, the artifacts had been scattered at different museums around the country. But the National Museum of Korea brought them together in what is the largest ever display of Sinan artifacts. It's also the museum's largest exhibition to date.
I came here with my children to show the precious treasures our country has preserved. There are so many antiques, and I hope my children have learned a lot.
Through the tiny details in each of the ceramic pieces, I was able to see what the culture and trends back then were like.
The museum and archaeologists hope that the exhibition will serve as a turning point for the future of underwater archaeology and shipwreck research in the country, as well as the preservation of Korea's ancient treasures. Lee Jiwon, Arirang News.